This learning is Le'ili Nishmas Bruya Bas Chananya, Maseches Terumos Perek Aleph Mishna Tes. In the previous Mishnayos, we learned that it's also for a person to separate processed produce for produce that is not yet processed, or not processed produce for produce that is already processed. And our Mishnah teaches, V'termin shemen al zeisim anechbashin, v'yayin ala novim la'aseisim tzimukim. A person is allowed to separate olive oil, that it should be the truma for olives that are being pickled, because both of them are already processed. The olive oil is already olive oil, and these olives are not going to be turned into olive oil, but rather they're being pickled. And a person is also allowed to separate wine, that it should be truma for grapes that are being made into raisins, because again, both of them are already processed. The Mishnah continues. If a person separated olive oil, that it should be truma for olives that were designated for eating, which is allowed because both of them are fully processed, and so too v'zeisim al zeisim lachilo, if a person separated olives that are meant to be eaten for other olives that are meant to be eaten, v'yayin ala novim lachilo, and so too if a person separated wine, that it should be truma for grapes that were designated for eating, which is again mutter because both of them are fully processed, v'anovim ala novim lachilo, and so too if a person separated grapes that were designated for eating, that they should be truma for other grapes that were designated for eating. So in all these cases, the person is doing something which is mutter. However, what happened is that afterwards, v'nimlach l'darchan, the person then decided that they want to actually turn the olives into olive oil and the grapes into wine, which means that they were not yet fully processed. So the halacha is that since originally the person had in mind that they should be used as they are, and it was fully processed, so even though they changed their mind to process them further, the truma is a good truma, and therefore, einay tzarech litrum, the person doesn't have to separate another truma.